All right, chat. What is going on? How's everybody doing on this lovely Friday night? Welcome to a World Series edition of 27 Outs. For a while now, for the entire month of October, you guys know I've been saying postseason edition, but the time is finally here. Game one of the World Series between the Dodgers, as we all know, who won last year, and then we got the Blue Jays, who haven't been in this situation. You got to go all the way back to 1993, and I wasn't even born yet. That's crazy to even mention that. But anyway, I am Ivan, and as always, alongside Stefan. Here we are, folks. It's been a while of me telling you guys, little by little, hey guys, friendly reminder, we're getting closer to the end. And while this is still a friendly reminder, I must say, at the same time, it's very serious because if the Dodgers continue to play how they have been leading up to this point, I'm afraid to let you guys know that next week could very easily be our last show of the season. So just keep that in mind, folks. As you can tell by the title of tonight's show, we are going to be doing a watch along to game one, right? So make sure you guys turn your TVs on, turn your iPads. I know Stefan's using the iPad. I got the phone. Whatever it is that you use to watch games nowadays, make sure you have it on for game one of the World Series as we talk about it here in tonight's show. But anyway, Stefan, how are you feeling? I know you also got the Knick game on at the same time, but aside from that, what's good, bro?
Nah, we good, man. I'll tell you, these are the moments where you realize, damn, the series is here already. Like, where did time go? Like, I can't believe this.
Just like that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were just getting ready for spring training last week. And so I'm watching this game, and I'm like, it feels to me like two teams that could give us something special, or it feels to me like one team's just gonna kill the other. Like there's no in between. Usually, you say maybe if this goes this way and that goes that way, maybe you never know. But Blake Snell is just this brother's making it look easy, man. He is out here pitching his behind off.
Other than that first inning, where it looked like, and I gotta be honest, I think the Blue Jays had to capitalize, knowing that he couldn't really find his rhythm early on. But I think ever since he got himself out of that, Blake Snell has looked pretty good, man,
To me, and I don't know how anybody else feels about this, but to me in that moment, that felt like the game. That felt like this might be the game because pitches like that, they lock in. They tend to find a rhythm. They tend to find themselves. And when you have a pitcher that's throwing that many pitches, trying to just find this release point, right? You hear pitchers talk about the first inning is about finding out what I have in terms of stuff, finding my release point, and finding the rhythm, right? So the first inning, they say get them early because you ain't going to get them late. So if you're Toronto, the game might have been won or lost in that first inning. Now, we'll find out. I might look like a fool, right? Because you might bring in that Dodger bullpen. As I say that, Dulcin Varsho just tied this game.
Did he really? I haven't seen it. Oh, to center field. Damn, bro. We are trading places. Usually I'm ahead, but you're ahead today.
So there that goes, right? There the theory goes of Blake Snell finding himself. In the postseason, I always say this. Postseason rallies are different than regular season rallies, right? You get one guy on to start an inning, that's a rally. Like your whole thought process, the whole way you look at a game, the whole way you think about attacking a game, right? Like the whole way a manager manages a game is totally different from when you're doing it in the regular season because you're thinking one guy gets on, that's no big deal. One guy gets on in a playoff game, you got a tie game. And at that point, now I got to ask myself, can we get to Blake Snell? Can we steal game one? Can we, because if I'm on the bench, if I'm the Blue Jays right now, if we steal game one, we could win the series. That's how you have to think. As irrational as that may sound, because the Dodgers might smoke these dudes and 5, and we might not even be having a conversation. But I'm talking about if you're in the Blue Jay dugout right now, you want to get to tomorrow night feeling like, damn, you know what, bro? We got a shot in the series. We took game 1. Blake Snell's been their best pitcher all postseason long. And now we got him questioning whether, is this a different lineup? This ain't the Brewers. This ain't the Phillies. This team can slug and they can stay with you. This
Right.
ain't your daddy's Blue Jays.
I got to be honest. Speaking of Blake Snell and knowing that what he's been doing for the Dodgers and himself, of course, throughout this postseason so far, this is the toughest. And not that he gave up the lead, right? Because it's still a tie game. But I think this is the toughest situation that he himself has been in so far this October.
Yeah, because, and we said this to Dodger fans at that point. There has not been a lineup you faced like this Blue Jay team all year. The Brewers are patient, but the Brewers don't have power. Toronto got power. Toronto can hit the ball out of the ballpark. They can hit for extra bases. And I think Toronto's the best fielding team that the Dodgers have played in this postseason. Because we had questions about the Phillies and Alec Boehm and Castellanos and Wright. And this Blue Jay team, they don't make mistakes. They field the ball. They play clean, right? And the thing I'm questioning or I'm asking myself is, yo, are we setting ourselves up for a classic or are we setting ourselves up for a letdown? Because I can't get over the idea, as they show the great Patrick Ewing at the Knicks game. If you know, you know. I can't get over the idea, right, that, damn, we could really be headed for one or two things. And I want your opinion on this. This could be a 6 or 7 game classic, or we could be headed for the most duddiest of World Series that we've had in a long time. Talking about 4 or 5 games where it's non-competitive and Toronto just looks like they don't belong on the same field. You need other guys to step up.
Right.
And
I agree with you. I agree.
Right now, that Dalton Varsho home run, that's how you do it. Nah, this ain't your daddy's Brewers or Philly. Nah, we here. It's go time. We coming back here for game 6 and 7.
You know what's the one thing that I have to admit to, and listen, most people, and we all know that, you know, the Blue Jays coming into this World Series, they're certainly the underdogs, right? But as somebody who doubted the Blue Jays, even up to this point, like the fact that they're in the World Series, I have been giving them a round of applause since they've clinched to be able to have the opportunity to represent the American League in the World Series. I've given them credit, right? Now, what I don't like is, especially Dodgers fans, and Stefan, you know, we got a lot of this over the past few days on the TikTok. By the way, you know, make sure you guys follow us over there. But Dodgers fans, they came for us because we were talking about the Blue Jays in a way where, yo, maybe this could work out, right? So we started breaking down a few things when it comes to the Blue Jays, perhaps their pitching, perhaps the offense, however it is that you want to look at it. Like, listen, even if the Dodgers do win this series in 4 and 5 or however long it's going to be, we still got to give Toronto a lot of credit just for the simple fact that they are in this position.
Yeah.
Now, it's one thing if you don't think they have what it takes to take out the Dodgers, because if you were to ask me, I'm right there with all of you who think that way. I got the Dodgers winning the series. But we can't act like the Blue Jays are a team who don't belong here. They deserve it in every way.
Listen, they were the best team in the American League. They've been the best team in the American League for the last 4.5 months.
Right.
If you don't think they deserve to be here, you're just either you're not a Blue Jay fan or you're just delusional.
You haven't been watching.
Right. Like, if we're sitting here today, October 24th, right? 24th or 25th? 24th. And you're asking yourself, damn, are the Blue Jays that good? Yes. Yes. And that's a testament to Seattle that took them to 7 games, fought with them tooth and nail. The Blue Jays know what it is to fight in big games. They've been in big games the whole year.
Right.
And the thing I'm going to say, too, whatever bullpen cracks first is going to win or lose the series. If you're the Blue Jays, you're thinking like, hold up. We get to the Dodger bullpen, we might be able to do work out here. For the record, the Blue Jays have the most come from behind wins in baseball this year. They have 43 come from behind wins. They know how to come back. They ain't afraid of a deficit. And the one thing you know, right? Dodger bullpen is shaky. Blake Trinan, even Sasaki to a degree. It's like, can you handle this? Right? Like, can you be the closer? Right? Like, who? The question is, after Snell leaves his game, how many outs you got to get?
Right. Who's the first man out of that Dodger bullpen?
Now, if you're on the other side, if you're a Dodger fan, you might be saying, well, Stefan, what the hell are you talking about? Because the Blue Jay bullpen is not that good either.
Yeah.
I hear you. Which is why I'm saying whatever bullpen cracks first may decide not only this game, but this series. Because I'm a proponent of this. The more you see a team's bullpen, the better off you are. The earlier you see a team's bullpen, the better off you are. Like right now, if you're the Blue Jays, you're at a disadvantage. This is the top of the fifth inning, and they've already seen your bullpen. They're already starting to see your bullpen. That's a problem.
Right.
Because a team like the Dodgers, they'll take this, they'll compute it, and they'll go, all right, when I faced him last night, he did this to me. He did that to me. This reliever did this to me. They tried to get me out this way, right? The question is, right, if I'm the Dodgers right now, I know Tanner Scott has been bad bad in the second half. And now the Dodgers don't have the extra lefty because Alex Vesia and his wife, it was reported that they had a family tragedy.
I heard. Yeah, I read about that today.
So he's not pitching for the entire World Series.
Wow.
That's two lefties that you could have used that now weakens your bullpen, right?
Yeah, I think Tanner Scott got like some weird procedure done.
So he had he had an abscess on his behind.
Right. That's the strange part.
So I'm wondering,
people in the comments were people nowadays, everybody got a platform. They all want to say something. People were saying that he got a BBL done in the middle of the playoffs. People have no filter. That's crazy. Like a man can't make sure that he's fine and dandy, all is good.
Damn, BBL in the middle of the postseason is crazy, bro. That is insane, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. Damn.
No, but you're right though. To go back to your point, they are gonna be without two lefties. I think the Vesia one is more important, I would say, than the Tanner Scott.
I would say the Vesia one feels like more. He's able to get both lefties and righties out, where Tanner Scott feels like, to me, they were going to pitch him situationally if he was available. It was going to be a situational fix, not so much a he could get everybody out type of game. So
that's because you didn't really know what to expect from him, not just in October, but unfortunately all season long. Like,
for sure,
it's been an experiment when it comes to Tanner Scott wearing a Dodger uniform, because he hasn't really looked like the guy who they thought they were gonna, have all along.
Mm-hmm. As Mookie Betts hits a single through the, I think it was left side, right side. Mookie Betts is this guy is just, he's a pro's pro, man. He's a pro's pro. That's why when everybody flips out or does Mookie still got it, that guy, he's gonna be hitting till he's 70. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain guys that are gonna do this, and
the great thing about it too is, for both Mookie Betts and the Dodgers, right? Like, even if Mookie Betts, as he did have a down year, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he's gonna bounce back. So I don't think this is what Mookie Betts is gonna look like moving forward. Mm-hmm. We've talked about it early in the year. It took him longer than everybody had thought, even himself, when it came to getting over the sickness that he had dealt with early in the season. And look, here we are in October, and he looks perfectly fine, right? But the beauty of the Dodgers is that even with Mookie Betts not performing how he did rather this season,
Mhm.
Look at everybody else that they have, man. Listen, man, you want to have a rough stretch? We're good. We're loaded. We got what it takes, regardless.
Yeah, it's the embarrassment of riches that they have is crazy. I'm gonna say something. I know we ain't in the off season yet. I got a perfect fit for them at shortstop. Bo Bichette.
Mm. That'd be kind of grimy, man. If you're Bo Bichette, especially with what we're looking at right now. That's grimy.
Listen, it's grimy, but it's a business at the end of the day, right?
Of course, of course.
So if the Dodgers offer you the most bread, where you think I'm going?
I mean, by the looks of it, everybody has been saying yes when it comes to meeting with the Dodgers.
You know why? Because I got a chance to win every year.
Yeah.
um.
By the way, speaking of Bo Bichette, he's playing second base for the first time ever at the big league level. How about that?
He can't move right now. You see him out there, he's like,
hey, he made a nice play early in the game. You saw the ground ball that Teoscar hit up the middle. He got to it, made the throw to Vladdy. Yeah. I was like, all right, the knee's looking good.
The question is, how much can he give you? Right? How much of this is just adrenaline? How much of this is just, I want to get through this game? But then again, we seen Freddie play on one leg, so anything's possible. Yo, watching Freddie Freeman hit, I would not teach his hitting style to anybody. His hands are so low, bro.
Yeah.
When he gets through the strike zone, his hands are like damn near as like his rib cage. I don't know how you get. I don't even understand how he gets around on certain pitches.
One thing that I do want to ask you in the chat as well. When it comes to Bo Bichette finally being back in that Blue Jays lineup, I wonder if this was a situation where maybe he isn't all that healthy, right? But for him, knowing that he could play in the World Series, and Stefan, you say this from time to time that you got to be able to take advantage of the opportunity because you don't know when you're going to be able
if you're going to get back again, here,
right? Yeah. And I wonder if it was him just saying, "Listen, I'm probably only like 65, 75%, but you know what? I got to be put on this roster. This is the World Series. I just have to."
So I'm going to tell you something right now. John Schneider just made a move that I absolutely love. He went to Sir Anthony Dominguez in the 5th inning. You went to your 7th, 8th inning guy in the 5th inning. If it backfires, we're going to kill him. Oh, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Right.
Here's the thing. If it works, that's a genius move. Because now you get the ball, you get your lineup back out there. Tie game. He gets out of the inning. Now he goes out for the 6th. Now, all you got to do is worry about getting 9 more outs. If you're
easier
Toronto,
said than done. You say
no,
like
I agree. But I think with both these offenses, you got to think about shortening the game.
Right.
Like, you have to think, yo, how can I get the game to the 7th inning with a manageable deficit or a manageable lead? There has to be some level of deep managerial thought that goes into this, where you got to feel in the moment, yo, this could be the game. This could be the game. This could be the series. This could be for all the marvels. And I just wonder in the dark recesses of their minds, if Toronto is just saying, you know what, let's steal game 1. Let's try to win one in Los Angeles. Let's bring it back here for a 6 and 7 and hope and pray that the crowd gets us one game in a game 6 or a game 7 where the Dodgers feel like, oh, there's pressure on us. Now, here's the thing. If the Dodgers win tonight, this is all for naught.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing myself. The only way I give the Blue Jays a shot is if by the time we end tonight's show and this ball game is over, the Blue Jays are up 1-0 going into tomorrow's game. That's the only way I give him a shot at winning this series.
It's like this, right? It's like a fighter who doesn't want to show you his full jab. He don't want to show you the full rep. He just wants to make sure he knows he's in the fight with you, right? And at that point, if I'm the Blue Jays, My whole thing is like, yo, just get me to a game 3, either tied, likely tied, because you ain't going up 2-0. Not
No, that's a miracle.
it worked out. First pitch, he popped them up to right field.
Yeah.
Wow.
That worked out now. But then what happens when the later innings, when you would typically go to Sir Anthony Dominguez?
So
We also got to keep that
this
in mind as
this is
well.
what I would do too, right? I would tell Max Scherzer, hey, big boy, you got to give me 2 tonight. You're not starting in this series. You gotta I need you for like fireman.
I'm sure he can. Yeah.
Emergency type ish.
Right.
Where we ain't worried about tomorrow. Tomorrow might be too late. See, because if you were playing a normal baseball team, I'd be like, all right, cool. These dudes ain't normal. They could wake up tomorrow and say, we're scoring 13 runs and blow you out, and the series is done.
That's true.
So take advantage of the opportunities now. Don't worry about the 7th inning. Worry about right now. Because what baseball is showing us is you got to attack the game. You know what I mean? Me and you, we talk about this all the time, right? Like attacking the game is important, especially now. In the regular season, I get it. You stick to a game plan. You get guys work. You manage it. 162 games. Now, out the window. Attacking the game. Going for the throat. Going for the jugular. Because if you go up 1-0, you did something that the Yankees couldn't do. You did something that the Phillies couldn't do. You did something that the Brewers couldn't do. You did something that a lot of teams over these last few years could not do. And that is beat the Dodgers in a game 1 in the best of 7 series. The Dodgers don't lose game 1s as Jalen Brunson gets to the rim.
They haven't done much losing this postseason, period.
What's their record? I think they're like 8-1.
I don't know how many wins to be exact,
so
but
they won the wild card round. They swept that.
That's,
so that's
2
wins.
Right.
They won. They beat Philly 3-1.
So that's
5.
That's 5.
And then they just beat the Brewers 4-0. They're 9-1 in this postseason.
9-1. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say wow is because it's like, yo, fam. Okay. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they've even played their best baseball. I think they've played very pedestrian baseball. I don't even think it's been all that great. And the thing I tell people is the idea that I think it's been very average to below average baseball, right? Like offensively, they're not great. They haven't been great. They are a great offensive team, but they have not been great. You know, they've had performances from guys like Kike and Shohei went crazy in game 4 of the championship series.
Right.
But they haven't had the full lineup where it's like, man, this is what we could look like if we're fully healthy, right? Like Freddie hasn't had that postseason moment yet. I'd say Mookie's been good, but he hasn't had that impactful like home run to get you going as George Springer hits a single to get it started in the bottom of the 5th. Yo, it's got George Springer. That guy still scares me, man.
Yo, speaking of George Springer, I want to get into something. And this is something that we've been hearing for some time now, especially if you go back to what the neck office series, bro. Oh, you muted yourself, bro. You're muted.
And you know
Say
what?
it again.
The soda went through my nose. I thought I had to sneeze.
Okay, got you.
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
I was who was it that I was talking about just now? George Springer, right? So everybody's with the cheater this, cheater that, the Blue Jays aren't going to be using trash cans as George Springer used, back in his heydays with the Astros. And listen, folks, while I do understand, like we all remember what George Springer did during his days with the Astros and how all of that turned out. But really, guys, like, yo, he's 36 years old. He still got it. And that's all it really is. The Blue Jays aren't here cheating. Like, why are we still out here talking about that literally several years later? Like, it's not like it's been just a year or two. Like, some time has actually gone by. And we've been getting it on TikTok as well. Dodgers fans are like, oh, he's not going to have a good series because there's no trash cans. There's no banging. Like, just stop, man. The guy's a professional. We get what he did once upon a time, but that's done with, you know?
So I'll say this. You don't think he wants a redemption story to say that I can do this without the cheating. I can do it without the nefarious means. I can do it without people questioning my integrity. Listen, people are so quick to judge. People are so quick to say the most foolish things. If this guy goes crazy and just goes off, what do we say then?
You know, I agree with you, Stefan, but I have a feeling people might still run with the same nonsense, unfortunately. And that's sad.
Well, then those people need to be taught a class of immaturity. You need to go back to school. You need to learn a little something. Like, it ain't that deep.
Yeah.
It ain't that
not
deep.
Anymore. It was, but not anymore.
And even when it was that deep, it still ain't that deep. You know why? Do you know why it ain't that deep? Because when they stopped cheating, nobody did nothing about it. They still won the World Series in 2022.
Right. They got a second one.
They still won the World Series in 2019. Can we stop? And this is not me copping a plea for the Astros, but like, goddamn, like, enough. Like, George Springer has, at 35 years old, had one of the seasons that I'm sitting here going, damn, bro, this guy's been special, as David Schneider hits into a double play. And looks like he almost blew a tire there, but that was a sweet turn by Max Muncy and Tommy Edman. But like, yo, enough with the cheating stuff, man. Like, you sound tired. You sound like, and for full disclosure, this is a Yankee fan telling you to shut the hell up.
Right, that's true.
If anybody got a right to harp on the cheating and they did this and they did that and they do this, it's Yankee fans.
Well, you also wasn't it the Dodgers who the Astros faced that season?
I do not care.
I
if
think
anybody got a right, no.
Because had it been another team, like let's say it wasn't the Dodgers right now in the World Series, you know, then I would get it, because it's like, all right, you know, while George Springer is participating for the Blue Jays, it's still the Dodgers who, at that point, back then, excuse me, I said that wrong. Then is when he was actually the one who came out on top as a result of the cheating against the Dodgers. So it stings, you know? And you know what it really is too, bro? A lot of people hold grudges, you know? A decade could go by, 20 years could go by, and people are like, nah, like, I'll never get over that.
So I'm yeah, but you know what? It needs to be forgotten, Chad. The whole cheating scandal, that needs to be forgotten. Let it go. As Frozen sings, let it go.
I'm stuck in the middle, bro. Like, I agree with you, but then I also understand not everyone, because you got random fan bases who actually just are out here talking about these types of things still to this day. Like I said, for me, it only makes sense if you're a Dodgers fan.
So
anybody else, I think, or as you mentioned, a Yankee fan. But aside from those two fan bases, enough is enough.
Like, look, is cheating the easy way to say? Is it the easy narrative to follow? Yes, it is the easy narrative to follow. It's easy, but it's also tired. As Deuce McBride hits a big three to put the Knicks up 13 with 2:50 left, I can breathe a little bit. But it's like, yo, if anybody got a right to be pissed off, it's me and you. It's Yankee fans that had to watch this team literally snatch the World Series appearance. I don't know if they win. I don't know if but I then you know what? You know what? You need to go lie down somewhere, Chad. Respectfully, put your head down. Because if I could understand it if they didn't win a World Series after that. They won 2 more World Series after the cheating allegations. And they got to the series, I think, 3 more times since then. What are we talking about here, bro? Like, I get cheating is a part of it, but you still got to hit the ball, bro. you still gotta have the wherewithal to say, I'm gonna square this pitch up and I'm hitting it somewhere that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. This pitch is gonna be eradicated. Don't throw this pitch in this spot because I'm hitting it all the way somewhere where it shouldn't go. At that point, I don't like the people who harp on this and say that's the only reason why they won. That's the only reason why they won. That's the only reason why they won. That's not the only reason why they won. They had very good baseball players who have gotten and that 17 team had veterans on it like Brian McCann, Carlos Beltran. That was an older team by a lot of cases, right? And George Springer, to bring it back full circle, you just said he's 35.
36.
The bat speed isn't the same, right? The rhythm is not the same. You know what I'm saying?
But the postseason performances sure are the same.
You know what I'm saying?
To a certain extent.
But it's certain guys that understand that.
Yeah.
It's the playoffs. It's time to go. It's time to take this seriously because here's the thing that I often tell people is the playoffs define who you are as a player. Like your regular seasons could be great, but the playoffs are where we define you as a player, right? Like that's why, to me, Vladdy has to have a great World Series.
Oh, absolutely.
Vladdy can't do what he did all postseason, and then the World Series comes and he just doesn't show.
Right.
Because then that eradicates what you did for all three of those rounds that came before this one. Well, you could say that's unfair, and if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have got there. True, very true. Not an argumentative point. I'm not here to argue the point. The problem with that is that we're not going to remember what you did in the first three rounds of the playoffs if you're going to crap the bed in the series with the whole world watching. Then what was the point of those? As you like to say, then what was the point?
Yeah.
That I'm gonna use a metaphor here, right? That's like getting a girl, right? You take out on a date, you know what I mean? It's like your second or third date, you feeling each other. You thinking, damn, this could be the night it goes down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then you get to the final stages and you realize, yo, shorty ain't well groomed. Shorty ain't prepared. Shorty didn't come with necessary toiletries. It's kind of feng shui down there. It ain't doing what it need to do. So you start questioning, like, damn, what did I do all that for? If by the time we get to the end, you were just gonna let me down. You weren't gonna let me. First of all, you didn't come ready. You knew what the job was when I walked in here tonight. Vladdy, yes, I'm equating it to getting some Yamin. But I just want people to understand, yo, you've been putting on. You've been showing out all playoffs. Walking into this postseason, walking into the postseason today, Ivan, you know what his batting average was? He had a 442 batting average for the entire postseason.
Yeah, I figured it was like either close to 400, somewhere around there.
And I'm like, hold up, 442 is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's next level. Like yo,
we're not talking on base percentage. We talking.
No, that's his batting average.
That's strictly ball off the bat,
son.
Yeah.
And mind you, this ain't the guy with the fleetest of feet. He ain't running the fastest. He ain't the quickest dude. He ain't Ichiro Suzuki in this thing hitting 18 choppers to the shortstop. This guy's hitting rockets into the gap, homers, doubles, triples. 442 is crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Still a 2-2 game, man, in the top of the sixth.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I feel like the Blue Jays are going to walk this off.
You think so? While it's not impossible, I'm still advantage Dodgers in this case because I think they're built for these very close games, right? We've seen it all postseason long. And in fact, you know, one thing that I had shared with you, Stefan, leading up to tonight's game one was the fact that I thought the Blue Jays had to come out early. They had to strike first. We just spoke about it a few minutes ago. I think they got to be a team that comes out victorious tonight if they're going to give themselves a legitimate shot at even trying to win this whole thing, you know?
Watch Kike right here. This is a big at bat. Watch Kike. Kike could turn this whole game with one swing.
He sure can.
Watch him. People think that I'm crazy. Yo, Kike can hit one. You know what I mean? It could be 3-2 Dodgers by the time me and you finish this sentence. It's real out here.
We were just talking about George Springer and how he's one of those guys who just flips the switch on when it's October, and
He's another. Kike's another one.
Hernandez is one of those guys as well.
And the next one, 2-0 at the Garden, 2 statement wins. Yeah. Championship or bust for these boys this year.
Y'all look good, man. I kind of feel like everybody is finally like on that train where they believe like if the Knicks are gonna be going that far this year, then they're gonna have to just get it done, you know?
Yeah, I mean, oh, what a filthy changeup. What a filthy changeup. That was dirty. He was out front because you saw what he did to him the previous pitch. 98 at the top of the zone. Then he comes back and spins a nasty changeup to get out of the inning. Wow, wow, wow.
Dominguez is looking good, man.
That is nasty.
Look at the fans over there, man. They're hyped. They're like, yo, we haven't seen this in 32 years.
The only thing I would warn you about, Drake is in the building tonight. The Drake curse is real.
Oh, he is? I didn't see him on camera yet.
He is. The Drake curse is very real.
I think today is his birthday, right? He's like 39 years old, I heard.
I don't know.
I was in the car earlier, and there was a DJ on the station that I was listening to, and he was playing nothing but Drake hits. Because, I mean, let's be honest, bro. That's all Drake has when it comes to his catalog. I mean, I'm a little biased because that's my guy, but I think it's safe to say we could all agree on that. So I didn't know. But while the DJ was doing the mix, he's like, yo, shout out to Drake, this and that. And then now you're mentioning that he's in the building for the game. So that'd be dope if they come out on top, you know?
Listen, all I need, and that's all well and good, but all I need is just to see me a response by Kendrick Lamar sitting in Dodger Stadium because I am one petty hip-hop fan.
You just want him to show up, just sit down for the game, right?
Yes, put him in this.
You don't got to give him a mic. Just
nah, you ain't got to perform.
watch.
I just want to see you, Dot. That's all I want to do is see you.
He should.
Rocking
I think
Dot.
he did it last year, right? Didn't he do it last year?
He was at the Dot. He was at one of the World Series games. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Right.
But you know the West Coast is gonna go crazy. You might have Snoop out there. You know for sure Cuba's pulling up. It's gonna be West Coast royalty in that motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to especially with Toronto, like outside of Drake, who else? And I might sound crazy to some people who know the answer to this, but who else could you really invite to Canada? Like which Canadians could? Because you ain't inviting Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, he locked up. You know, I'm just thinking of other Canadian artists. You know, like who else? Who else could you really invite? The Dodgers, on the other hand, they got a whole damn
roster. Yeah.
A whole flip book of
listen.
artists
I'm gonna be
from.
I'm gonna be honest. I think ain't Bieber Canadian?
He might be.
Get Bieber up there, dog.
And he recently dropped an album too, so it makes sense.
Get Bieber up there. Get Melissa Ford up there. She ain't on the JBP no more. She got time. She good.
I didn't even know she's Canadian, bro.
Yeah, Melissa Ford from Canada. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, get Melissa Ford up there. Get Bieber up there. Get, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like this game is gonna end crazy.
Oh, by now, yeah, it has to.
It's gonna end crazy.
And the fact that it's still a tie game, it's leaning more towards it having a crazy ending, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Blake Snell's still in this game, by the way.
Yes.
I like Dave Roberts, going with his gut, not really pulling the plug too early, because we've seen that backfire sometimes, but he's still sticking with Blake Snell here.
Now, if he walks this first dude, he's gonna go get him. Because he's already down 3-0 on Bichette.
Right, and he did the same thing to him earlier in the game too.
Mm-hmm. So 3-1. He got back into the count.
Right. By the way, how about Bo Bichette in that first at bat? You know, going the other way, not looking
Nice
to
little
do too much.
squeaker. Yeah,
That's all it
squeaker.
takes, bro. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
takes, man. You know.
He's sitting fastball. He got the fastball. Couldn't do nothing with it, but he was sitting fastball.
It looks like the Dodgers, they getting, I don't know who exactly just got up, but they're getting prepared.
Sharon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good walk by Bo. Good walk by Bo. A walk is as good as a hit right now.
Chad says that the game is going faster for us than it is for Chad. I'm in that same situation. Stefan is actually, you know, just a few seconds ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
So what
that always happens, bro. You
What
know?
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just watch the games on the iPad from now on, just because it's faster and I'm able to like it's just
Yeah.
easier for me to deal with. Like
Right.
I have it right here, I have everything right here, but I actually do have to charge it here in a sec, so I might move it around and do some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, look, man. I just want a good I'm not saying nothing, bro. I'm not saying nothing. I'm letting
You can say it, bro. I don't mind. I don't mind, right? And for
no.
those of you who are watching the show, you kind of want to see the reactions in real time, you know, whether we see it before you or after.
Nah,
So
yeah, I
I don't
don't, but
mind,
I don't
bro.
want to
You can
ruin.
say
I don't
that.
want to ruin it for dollars, because you know what I mean. Like you know what I mean. But man, if you're in the mind of Dave Roberts right now, right? Where you going with this?
I would pull him right now, which it doesn't seem like they're doing because that's not Dave Roberts who's coming out. But you said the moment Bo Bichette got on, you would have, you know, done a little 1-2. But right now, I'm pressing the panic button because if you don't get a double play here, okay, you get a strikeout, you get a pop up, whatever. It's still first and second, one out. His pitch count is almost at 100. And I know a lot of people, they try to dismiss that. Even us to a certain extent, we do sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I would pull the plug now, but let's see.
So the reason why I get see, this changes the equation. Did you see what the Blue Jays just did? Spring is
I
out of the
didn't see it.
game. Spring is out of the Bichette is out of the game. IKF is standing on second base right now.
Okay.
Why is that important? IKF can take third. So now a stolen base changes the whole equation. Because even if you hit into a double play, he might score. Right? I was going to say leave Snell in there because you have two slow base runners. Because Bo Bichette is playing with a compromised knee and Alejandro Kirk doesn't run fast at all. But the problem with that thought process is now IKF changes that entire thought process.
Yeah.
Because one pitch to the backstop, now he's standing on third, and now it's a completely different situation.
Exactly.
And now situationally, he's already down 2-0 again, right? So Dave Roberts is trusting his ace. Here's the problem.
Could be playing with fire here now.
You could
be careful.
You could be, right? This is a very interesting time.
That curveball is kind of dangerous. He hung that one.
Yeah, it's because
right down the middle.
Yeah. Everything has run to the glove side.
Right.
If you see him, everything is. Ooh, that curveball, that was filthy. He just got right back into the count with a filthy curveball. That was filthy, right? If you're Varsho right here, what are you trying to do?
Not too much, that's for sure. He was the one who hit the 2-run shot, right?
Yeah, dead central.
No need to do that now. No need to do that now. You did enough in that previous at bat. Now you could actually get a similar result while doing less.
First time in World Series history, the sons of three former MLB starters, the sons of three former MLB players have started a game. First time in World Series history. 3-2, full count, kids. Full count now, right? Now it's danger zone time. Because now if you load him up with no outs, he got to go get you.
Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is the
Wow.
one thing that always worries me with Blake Snell.
He walks
And
guys.
he throws a lot of balls. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yo, that crowd is excited, nervous, freaking out, panicking, happy, sad. You want to see a human emotion? Just watch a playoff game.
For real.
You got people happy, chilling. You got people stressed out. You got people like on.
Something crazy happened? Wow, just foul. He was on that one.
Wow.
Just got to straighten it out just a little bit more.
Don't go back in there, Blake. Wow. Wow. Wow.
What in the... Yeah, he got to go, bro. He got to go. He got to go right now.
Wow.
Listen, he just simply has no control.
He just almost hit the dude in the head.
No control at all.
Wow, bro.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I could be getting ahead of myself by saying this, but if the Blue Jays don't capitalize and get at least one run out of this, advantage Dodgers. I'm sorry.
It's the game.
You have to get a run out of this. Bases loaded with no outs.
Ivan, they got to put up at least 2 runs right here, bro. You have to. You have to.
Trouble in the 6th. And it's not the Blue Jays in trouble. It's them Dodger folks in trouble.
You see why baseball is the one sport that's really hard to predict. Because coming in, if you would have told me that it's a 2-2 game and you know what I'm saying, and you would think Toronto would be the ones that are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Snell just created that one. He created that inning with 1 walk. You see what a walk does in the playoff game? A walk intensifies everything because it's not you're not throwing normally.
Yeah.
Like your intensity levels ratcheted up to the point where you can't give away at bats. He gave away 2 at bats in that inning.
Yeah, he's doing that and more.
That could be the game. That could be the game.
If the Blue Jays know what to do here. Now, it can backfire and the Dodgers get out of it as if nothing happened. And as I mentioned, if that does happen, Toronto, you're in trouble. You muted yourself, bro.
If you're Toronto right now, I got one question for you. You already know the back end of your bullpen's compromised. You trying to get a 3-4-1 lead right now. To make the Dodgers have to fight from behind. That's the one thing the Dodgers have not done yet in these playoffs is have to fight from behind.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They haven't had to come back from a pretty significant deficit. Craziness about to happen right now.
This is the one inning, folks, where by the time we all go to bed and we wake up tomorrow, this is the one inning that we're still going to be thinking about 24 hours later.
This is the one inning. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the one inning where this could set the tone for the entire series.
Right. I agree.
Because people don't like when I talk like that.
I don't know why Dave Roberts allowed him to get the bases juiced. I don't understand.
Okay, so
like, is first and second not enough? Like, I don't get it. I don't know.
So maybe, and I'm not trying to speak for Dave Roberts, but he's been my ace all year. If anybody could get out of it, get out of a jam, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like my bullpen has been the rock of consistency. Because if I go to the bullpen right then and he gives up a 3-run bomb, you're going to kill me. Base hit on Clement, Blue Jays up 4-2.
Wow.
Wow, he didn't score. It's 3-2. I forgot because Kirk is on third. All right, 3-2.
Hey, it's still same situation. Bases are still loaded with no outs.
And real quick, did you see the simple approach right there? Bro, I'm going right back up the box. I'm hitting a rocket right back up the box.
I think they're gonna get another one here. I think they do. I think they still somehow get that, that fourth running out of this situation. I mean, you have to.
At this point, you looking at a 3-run inning, not a 2-run inning, but you still got no outs. The bases are still loaded with no outs.
Mm-hmm.
This game, and the thing that's the chess match that Dave Roberts is gonna have to manage now. Now they've seen your bullpen too. Like we talked about Toronto, the Dodgers seeing Toronto's bullpen. Toronto has an offense where they've seen your bullpen now.
Mm-hmm.
They know, this is what he's going to throw in this spot. This is what he threw me last game. This is what they threw me to get me out the game before that. That's why I thought starting your Savage was a gamble. I thought it was a gamble. Because if that kid got killed in the first inning where he gave up multiple runs, game might have been over.
Yeah.
That's a gamble, but it paid off for John Schneider.
Speaking of your Savage, his story's crazy, man. 22 years old, drafted last year in 2024. He played at every single level in just this year alone.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't get to hear stories like that too often, man. That's unbelievable.
That's how you know this stuff is special.
Like, he literally began 2025 at the lowest level. No, he started from A, bro. That's what I'm saying. He pitched at every level, bro. He began the year at the lowest level possible.
Wow.
And now you end the year playing on the biggest stage of them all. Like, I don't even think that's something that could be written in a book.
Baseball is a beautiful game, man.
That sounds like a dream, damn near. Straight up.
Appreciate that, Chad. Appreciate that, Know what I mean? Had to come out here repping Brooklyn out here. And I'm not talking about those Nets either. Sorry ass Nets. Speaking of sorry, Dave Roberts about to be sorry if this blows up in his face.
Real quick.
2-2. We back to an even count. He was up 0-2, and we back to an even count.
Yeah. You know what I wanted to ask you too? Because I think we all agree on this. Like, I've been seeing it on all platforms, and I'm sure I could speak for everyone who's a baseball fan. Can we get rid of these damn advertisements from the logos, bro? Like, why can't the World Series? Because I actually like this year's World Series logo.
Feels very vintage. Feels very vintage.
What I don't like is the fact that they slap Capital One literally front and center.
Hey, man,
by the way, I do bank with Capital One, but that's besides the point.
Me too.
Like, come on. Capital One, since you're out here giving sponsorships, you'll sponsor the show. What's up? I mean, we're baseball fans.
3-2. He went from 0-2 to 3-2. Wow.
Not looking good, man.
Blake Snell sitting on the bench like, damn.
I'm not counting the Dodgers out just yet, but we've been saying it. This could be the moment right here for the Blue Jays. Damn, man. He's fighting it off, man. Staying in there. This is a pretty interesting at bat. By the way, guys, we are almost 1 hour into the stream, which is perfectly fine. But make sure you guys follow us on the socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Yeah, all that.
Like the video. I noticed a lot of you guys, like, you stop by, but you don't give the video a thumbs up. It takes 1 second, so go ahead and do that. And if you're new here,
real quick,
he walked him in.
He walked him in.
Wow,
bro.
Yeah, the Dodgers are in trouble, bro. Dodgers, that's what, 4-2 now, and still, again, same situation. Bases loaded, no outs. It's over, man.
And this is the bottom of the lineup. The top of the lineup hasn't even come up yet.
Right.
Yo, Vladdy hit to Yaya.
See, but that has been one of the pros for the Blue Jays throughout these playoffs, right? Like while we know about Vladdy, right? We know about George Springer. They've been getting help from guys that are in the lower part of their lineup.
Yeah, Addison Barger, who's not in there today, but Addison Barger's been big. Even Jimenez,
Mm-hmm.
he's been big. Had a couple big home runs in Seattle.
I
Yeah,
remember, yeah.
yeah.
Walking runs in the World Series just is ridiculous, bro. Like, what are we doing?
See, but this is where we come back to. Remember when I said to you guys, listen, Dodger bullpen is gonna worry me all year because of moments like this, bro. You can't tell me that the Dodger bullpen is not a concern for everybody in that dugout on that staff. This is
The fan base thought it was gonna be a walk in the park, man. The way
nah.
they were talking these past couple of days, I was like, listen, y'all are good, and I think you guys certainly are the favorites with ease, but don't talk down about this Blue Jays team as if like they're just anyone, you know?
They're gonna roll over and die. Yeah. Base hit. Andres Jimenez with a base hit. It is 6-2 Blue Jays. Oh, 5-2. They held them at their 5-2 Blue Jays. No out, still bottom six.
They're breaking this thing wide open.
The Rogers Center is going crazy.
Dodgers are in trouble, big time.
Wow, bro. And you know what this is doing for the Blue Jay bullpen? Now I might have to I don't have to throw my A relievers. Now, depending if it's 7-2, 8-2, now I could throw the B, C, D guys and save my big guys for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. This is
all right.
huge
Mark
for
Pryor has
Toronto.
been out twice already in this inning. Look who's standing on bench. Look who's standing on deck. George, I hit big Yaya Springer. Listen, George Springer's postseason career, third all-time, 23 home runs, 2017 World Series MVP, third series clinching 3-run home run of his career.
Damn, he hit 5 home runs in that World Series. That's crazy. In 2017,
son,
5 home runs in one series. Like that's
it's
video
crazy.
game stuff.
I mean, Freddie had how many last year? Freddie had about 6 his damn self against the Yankees last year. At least it felt like 6.
I think they were a lot more meaningful too.
All right, big force out at the plate. Springer reaches, but there's one out as Mookie gets to run a gun down at the plate. Now, if you're David Roberts, I don't like this. You're playing the infield in. Here's the problem. A single might break this game open.
Mm-hmm. A hard hit single too.
Right, yeah.
Wow, he had some trouble getting that out of his glove, man.
Yeah.
That could have ended up, I don't know where.
My boy Addison. I love this kid.
Addison Barger, man.
Dave, it took you long enough, buddy. If you're a Dodger fan, are you hurling over the toilet bowl right now?
I gotta be honest, man. Listen, not a Dodger fan, rooting for the Dodgers to win the series, but I gotta admit that I'm not a fan of how Dave Roberts has managed his game thus far. At all. Not a big fan of, some of these decisions that he's made.
It feels like he's not managing the game with the proper sense of urgency. Don't you get that just by watching him? You're just like,
yeah,
bro, you can't go through the motions right now. This game's way too important. You're fighting for your life, literally. What just because you got the World Series last year doesn't mean it's guaranteed you get it this year, brother.
Right. You know what I think it could be too, and I could be wrong by stating this, but they've been on cruise control for
the whole year. Yeah.
All the whole entire month of October, right?
The whole regular season too, because they didn't win the division. They won the division, but it took they got one of the wild card spots. They weren't trying to go all out. You know what I'm saying?
So I kind of feel like he might still be in the mood that he's been in all along up to this point, Where now, if Toronto does end up winning this game one, you got to snap out of that quickly
You got
because
to try to because, and
yeah,
then again, it might be too late. You have to attack these games as if there is no tomorrow. You got to understand, there ain't 100 games left. Dave Roberts has managed his game tonight as if, oh, we still got time. Oh, my offense will snap out of it. Oh, this and this and that. Here's the problem with you thinking like that. The problem with that thought process is the offense you're playing on the other side is just as lethal as you. Right? So this ain't like, this is very different. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get caught up out here. Don't do that. Yo, bro.
I want to know what Dodgers fans are gonna have to say if they're down 0-1, man, because that's
They're gonna
unfamiliar
say
territory.
they're gonna say it's fine, it's no big deal. We'll get them tomorrow. Blah 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 blah. But you go down 0-1. The Rogers Center is gonna be rocking out for blood tomorrow, boy.
And the thing is, too, it's not like the Blue Jays have been bad on the road, right? Like we saw what they did being down 0-2 against the Mariners. Them boys went to Seattle and said, "What? We gonna turn this into the Rogers Center."
They found a second wind, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I say that because as the series progresses and they end up in LA at some point, I wouldn't be surprised if the Blue Jays are somehow able to get like a game or two over there too.
Yeah, I mean, look, all you're trying to do is get this one tonight and worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know that sounds simplistic, but you're just trying to get tomorrow. Addison Barger, grand slam, and the Blue Jays have blown it open.
Wow. Yeah, this game is over, folks. This game is over. 9-2. I don't care if you chip away. I don't care what you do if you're the Dodgers. You ain't coming back from this.
Wow. What I said.
They've had an answer for everything that the Dodgers have thrown out there. Blake Snell, we got you. This guy, we got you. Whoever.
Addison Barger. I said it on the last show we did. That kid, all he does is flat out hit. If you do not know the name Addison Barger, America, you're welcome.
And that was a pinch hit situation, right? He didn't start this game, did he?
He just came off the bench and went yah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, fam. Keep talking. I'm gonna plug in my iPad. Crazy, fam.
Man. Well, there goes game one for the Dodgers. I think we can all agree on that one. That's for sure. Shrek, what's good, bro? Did you purposely wait for the Blue Jays to start going crazy to join the show? What up? Chad says Addison Barger is a postseason legend. Yeah, he's having himself
doing it the
one
whole
of those
postseason, dog.
Yeah.
Yo, he went yah.
And he's another one of those guys who's still fairly young, and to be able to show up like this is huge.
Yo, dog, you want to hear something crazy? You know what his batting average was last year? 196. They had to send him back to Dunedin to instructional league to remake his swing.
Mm-hmm.
They remade his swing last year. And a year later, he's going bridge at home in the World Series against the Dodgers. It might be your year, Toronto. It just might be your year.
Wow. Imagine putting that sentence together, at some point, whether it be a week from now, a week and a half from now, and we're sitting here admitting to the fact that the Blue Jays are World Series champs. Who had that one coming? By the way, we had somebody, because Stefan and I noticed that a lot of people tuned into Monday night show as the week went on, and shout out to you guys who enjoyed it after the fact. but we had a Blue Jays fan say that he was the only guy who was rooting for the Blue Jays to be in this situation because he is himself a Blue Jays fan. So he just has them in the World
He
Series
says,
every
I
year.
predict them going into the World Series every year. And I said,
Yeah.
well, I responded with, well, this looks like the year.
Wow, man. This Blue Jays team is something else. Like this Blue Jays team, honestly, if they go on and do the unthinkable, this is going to be one of those teams where people are going to talk about like, yo, remember that Blue Jays team that
went worse
literally
to first?
everyone doubted. Everyone. Yeah. Nobody, unless you're a Blue Jays fan, then I'll cut you some slack. But outside of their fan base, literally nobody had the Blue Jays where they're at right now.
Incredible stuff.
Talk about underrated, man. And people still continue to doubt them too.
I mean, and it's just first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. Alejandro Kirk just went 11-2 Blue Jays.
Oh, wow. What is going on? Honestly, there's really no point in doing the whole game. I mean, we could do like another 20 or whatever, but it's no point. This game is the hell are we watching for at that point, you know?
Wow.
This is crazy. I said it, man. That Blue Jay offense was out of all the teams that participated in this postseason.
They're the one that
Blue Jays offense was the one that I believed could give the Dodgers a run for their money. But I was only speaking from the offensive standpoint. You know, like this team, who knows if they end up winning the whole damn thing.
Wow, bro.
Shrek, he says, people saying Dodgers in 4. Where you at? Yo, Shrek, you just got here, but earlier tonight, you know, we were talking about a lot of Dodgers fans on TikTok. You know, they were puffing their chest out because they thought it was gonna be easy peasy.
Talking hot.
Yeah.
Yo, that home run by Addison Barger. I'm gonna remember that home run for the rest of my life. That was a bomb. Look at Blue Jay fans, bro, crying. Grown men crying in tears, bro.
That's crazy, man.
Yo,
you know what? I got to admit, man, while I am sticking to the Dodgers winning this series, but if the Blue Jays do defeat the Dodgers and just end up winning it all, I would love for them to do it for the one and only, the late great, Roy Halladay. Like, if y'all could do it for my boy, he never got one, but if y'all could hang one up there, because his name is certainly up there, it'll feel special for sure. As you guys know, I'm a big Roy Halladay fan.
No, Roy Halladay, you know. Roy Halladay that's his boy, man. Yeah. Yo,
that's true, Shrek. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Crazy, bro. Yo, I'm about to play Old Canada in the crib.
You know, the crazy thing about this Blue Jays team as well is the fact that
hysterical.
They score in bunches, as we're watching right now. Like when they attack, they really come for your neck.
They remind me in a baseball sense. They're like the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors. That once they got hot, there was pretty much nothing you could do. Speaking of getting hot.
Without the crazy names. I get it, yeah.
Speaking of getting hot, somebody want to tell the NBA and, you know, that gambling stuff ain't no joke, man. And I'm here to tell you.
I feel like we haven't seen anything yet, though.
The NBA is not the only league.
Of course.
I'm sitting on a story right now that if I open my mouth, you guys, you wouldn't look at me the same. And
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. You know why? Because I'm at a point now where I'm already like anticipating like this huge RICO to go down very soon. Now I don't know who's involved, or that might be the crazy part is the names, right? The players. But outside of that, I'm already expecting for like 10, 20 players. I mean, coaches, managers, owners, you name it, to go down when it comes to this stuff, man. This is really, really bad. This is really, really bad. Like, you know what? Sports being partners with these sports betting companies, man, that's
They
like
did it to themselves.
that's like the equivalent of like rehab centers partnering with like, alcohol companies or these big time drug companies. It's I don't get it. Like the two don't mesh.
No, not at all.
The two don't mesh. It's one thing if you invite people who have had a history of doing these things over the years. It's another thing to just outright partner with these people and start to make all types of money in the world off them. I don't get it, bro. Worst thing ever.
And this is the thing. We sit here and say, we tell these players don't gamble. I don't care how rich these players are, bro. It's this how they remain competitive. It's how they get their, this how they blow off steam after the game. You know how many stories I done heard where players on plane rides 250, 300,000 during a plane ride, bro.
They spend that much on the plane ride?
Gambling.
Damn, 250,000 is crazy.
In one plane ride.
That's crazy.
We going from city to city to city to city. There's racks on the table, son. Yeah, ugly out here. Ugly out here.
And I as I mentioned, I feel like we haven't seen anything yet, bro.
And that's why the NBA needs these games to be close. They need these games to be down the wire. They need, because the product has to stand up in the mix of all the controversy.
Right.
If you're Mr. Fisher, all you want to do is throw strikes right now. Because the one thing you don't want to do is start walking people. He walked in the first batter. I know you say it's over, but bro, if it gets to 11-7, it gets to 11-8, that Blue Jay bullpen ain't the safest bet either.
It can happen, but I don't see it happening.
You don't see it, but I'm telling you right now, this is the one team on the other side that I never say a game is over.
Right.
Because Shohei can walk up 2 more times and we in business. You know what I'm saying?
11-2 is crazy, but I hear you, bro.
11-2 is crazy, but listen, I'm not putting nothing past any team or anybody. It's just, you can't. You in the Blue Jay dugout, you happy, but you're like, goddamn, bro. Are you nervous because you're like, yo, just get these last 9 outs, please, bro. Please, please.
For sure.
Because 11-2 could be 11-8. 11-9. I'm telling you, quick, bro. Got him. Good pitch. Slider. He hung it. That was middle, but he got the call. No, and listen, it's going to get worse for the NBA because there's more names that we hadn't heard yet. And not to like throw salt in the wound, but the Ohtani thing was investigated for a day and that was it.
Yeah, so what you sent to me, it makes a lot of sense when you put it that way, you know?
That's kind of crazy. You've been working with these dudes for 3-4 years, and the Prince of Baseball gets a day? Kind of fishy.
Damn near pitching vertically.
Kind of fishy. Wow. You know why I want the Blue Jays to win this World Series?
Let's hear it.
One person. If you're a Yankee fan, you know.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I've been hearing about it. Yeah.
Donnie Baseball. Get that man a ring, bro.
You know, for me, I entered this series feeling very neutral. You know, I'm leaning more towards one over the other. But I wonder how some other Yankee fans, like the Yankee fans who really can't, get over certain things. And we know who we're talking about when I say that. But
Mm.
you got a team from your division in the Blue Jays, and then you have the team who you lost to in the World Series last year. So I wonder, like, how are they
Mm.
viewing this? What's their approach? Or maybe are they not even watching? There's that too.
See, but this is why I got a problem with you though. If you love baseball, your Yankee fandom needs to go over there because Shohei just went yaya
Wow, really?
11-4.
Okay.
Dang, you talking? Oh, this is no. Not with this offense,
Let's
and
see.
not with this offense, and not with that bullpen. No,
I
no,
hear you.
no,
I
no,
hear
no,
you.
no. I've watched enough
Well, let
baseball.
me ask you though. While you are talking about something that is very possible,
Right?
my question to you is, can the Dodgers close this gap?
Can they with that Blue Jay bullpen? Absolutely.
Right. Or will they? I should be asking you. Can they? And you're right. They
Uh
can. I think we could all sit here and admit that they can.
will
Will
they?
they?
That's another question for another. That's another
Yeah.
question because right, all it takes is a couple walks, right?
Mhm.
Because now if you're Toronto, you're pitching to the scoreboard. You're not necessarily worried about being perfect, right? It's it can change. I'm not saying it changes, but it can change.
Right.
And even if the Dodgers lose, guess where you get the advantage? You get to see what the Blue Jays are throwing at you because the Blue Jays are going to try and manage this game to win the game. You're in the World Series. By the way, Chris Bassett's warming up in the Blue Jay bullpen right now. So it's I get your point as Mookie Betts goes down swinging, but there was a game between the Dodgers and Astros in 2017. That the game was a blowout middle of the game, and the game ended up being 13-12. And that was the final score. Remember that game 5, when I think George Springer hit the 3-run home run to walk it off? That was that game that
That's a
everybody, oh,
crazy
this
score for a World Series game. That's nuts.
it was. I remember the game. It was crazy because I'm like, yo, who wants this game?
Right.
Yeah, in fact, you know what's crazy? Uh I just had at the time, I just had finished telling someone, yo, I want to bring 27 ounce back.
Mhm.
And this is when me and Rick were talking, and and we thought about calling you, but you were, in Brooklyn College at the time. Like there was a lot going on at
Yeah,
the time.
2017, I had just started that fall, yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, this World Series makes me want to just, lock in and get back to it. But these are the moments, man. These are the moments why this channel exists right here. I'm dead serious. Like, we're here to have moments like this.
Right.
And I don't care what this final score is tonight. If you don't got the Dodgers winning tomorrow, you out of your mind. Dodgers are winning tomorrow. If the Dodgers lose tomorrow, mm,
What do you say
mm,
then, I mean, even I wouldn't
right.
know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, right. And by the way, speaking of Marlins, man, Marlins, man, needs to go away.
Who's that?
I'm
Marlins, man.
you never seen Marlins, man?
I don't know,
There's a
maybe I
guy.
have, but the
He
name
comes
doesn't
he comes to game in full Marlin uniform.
I feel like I've heard of it.
His name is
I think
Marlins
I've heard
Man.
of it now that you say it, okay.
Let me pull up a picture. Hold on.
I know by the time you show the picture, it'll come back to me. I think the name hasn't really stuck with me. Shrek says he's always rocking the orange Marlins jersey. Yo, that is so random, dude. Do you know, has there been like any stories that come out about like maybe the Marlins, doing things for him, maybe free tickets or anything like that? Maybe not, right? Because these owners, they don't care, bro.
This is real. This person really exists.
It would be interesting though to find out if the Marlins and him, they've got something going on behind the scenes, or maybe he's just a
Here's a
diehard.
picture. Here's a picture of Mullins, man. Why is he not on the screen?
I see it.
There we
He's
go.
there. He's there, bro. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
him before. It's the name. The name it never stuck with me, but I've definitely seen this guy.
Yeah. He's like at every big sporting event.
That orange, that's like a highlight of orange, man. They could spot you from damn near anywhere.
They saw him coming from the parking lot.
His story has got to be out there, right? I'm sure somebody has had to talk to this guy about what he does. Not in a bad way, but just to get like the history of him as a baseball fan, a Marlins fan.
This
And the
is
fact
this.
that, wow, he's 69 years old. Marlins man.
This is funny. Marlins man has been at it for many years. Here's the funny one. If I was rich, I'd be Royals man. That's funny.
Wait, the WWE has one of those guys too?
Trinidad man. Yeah, he goes to every big.
Yeah, who the hell are these guys, bro? Marlins man, Trinidad man, Shrek talking about he wants to be Royals man. How soon, Shrek? As early as next year? Yeah, that's for real. That's dope, Shrek. I agree.
Ooh, we don't either, but he's at every big event, this dude.
Right.
Look at him sitting behind the plate, just chilling. Look at him.
Also, too, how do you afford that? I mean, he probably either he comes from like, something
Behind the
some sort of
plate.
wealth or something, but
Behind the plate for the World Series is crazy, son.
if that lottery ticket hit, yes,
crazy. If that lottery
Yo,
ticket,
Shrek, who knows, bro? Maybe, a few years from now, we're lucky enough to the point where like we invite you out to a game, bro, and
on us, yeah,
you ain't got to worry about it.
exactly.
That's thinking really far ahead, but just you never know, bro.
By the way, speaking of huge WWE fans, you heard what Westside Gunn just did?
No.
Westside Gunn just spent 50 G's to have 2 suites rented out of WrestleMania, 25 G's a piece.
Wow.
Sitting hard camera side. Sitting by, where the hard camera is, right? Where like you get the main shot. He's sitting by the hard camera.
For next year's WrestleMania?
For the one that's coming up in Dubai, yeah.
Wow. Man, he's early, bro. He's playing no games.
Yo, he don't play, son. Westside Gunn, that guy's a
Isn't
nut.
that like 6-7 months from now?
And he already got his tickets on full reserve. He ain't playing.
Damn.
Yo, he was like, yo, I was like 4th in the pre-sale line. That wrestling stuff, he takes it serious, bro, for real.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
Chad met him.
Oh, for real? Yeah, bro. Word up. We probably gonna rock for like 5 more minutes.
Just a little bit, because by the looks of it, unless what you said happened, Stefan, which I doubt, but if that doesn't happen, then
I don't see it. Plus, I want to I'm gonna finish watching the rest of this game, but I got a couple pods to catch up on.
Right, I hear you.
I gotta the Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette just dropped the new drive-through.
Right.
Joe, the new JBP dropped like an hour ago, so I gotta go. Listen, JBP is appointment viewing for your boy, man. I ain't even finished the Friday Patreon yet. That's how you know it's serious.
I mean, listen, we make it very clear that you and I are two people who we tend to watch a lot of freaking baseball, right? But at the same time, we got to be able to step away from that, enjoy other things.
Yeah, bro. And we're gonna be right back here tomorrow. The thing is, The game. What time does the game start tomorrow? The game starts at 8 again.
I think isn't it always the same time, right?
I would
I
think
think
so.
all World Series games, yeah, I believe, are the same
Or
time.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the link for tomorrow night when I get out before I get out of here. So that matter of fact, I'll do it late. I'll do it in a little bit because I want to get like a picture up again. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you click on the show, there's a picture and it like the whole. And we got to come up with creative titles. I like this title from the 416 to the 213. For those that don't know what that reference is,
I didn't know.
416.
I looked it up myself.
Really?
I didn't know. I swear. So when I went into doing our thing behind the scenes, I read it and I was like, I don't know what that is. So I went with like, oh, what's the area codes and such and such. And I was like, oh, that's where he gets that from. But I didn't know a damn thing, bro.
See, because you got to be able to know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say.
Yo, maybe we get creative and listen. We're gonna co-sign that one, Shrek. We gotta make sure we use that.
Know what I mean? What I'm trying to say out here.
I am a little disappointed that we're not gonna have these guys you know sing a little some
See,
songs, but it is what
here's the
it is.
thing. Here's the thing. World Series baseball don't want to re-enter the beef because then if the beef reignites, then you look crazy.
I mean, that would be lovely though for baseball.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna be
Like
talking about baseball. We're gonna be talking about these two rappers getting beefing with each other, bro.
Chad with the
Gary,
ludicrous reference.
nah, I mean, nah. You know what? You got to come up with catchy titles because, like, nobody would think, yo, from the 416 to the two. Because, like you said, you had to look at it. I
I
was
looked it
thinking,
up. I swear.
I was thinking about it last night. I'm like, hold up. Toronto's 416, LA's 213. Now there's multiple LA area codes. Like you have 213, 323. Like there's multiple area codes, but the one that's the most recognizable is the 213.
Right.
So that's why I use that one. But yeah, no,
I kind of feel like a lot of states they go with whatever these days. Because I remember being born and raised, from New York. For years, it was always 718, 347, 646, 212. Now you see people with like 929 and all types of stuff.
Yeah, 845.
Everything now you see.
845 is upstate though. 84, like you see 929. I see a lot of 845s. I'm like, yo, you calling me from upstate? What's up with you, bro?
Yeah. I think it's kind of normal for people to have like very random like area codes and for them to call you.
But I got one of the OGs though. I'm at 347, baby.
Me too. I'm also 347. I've had this phone number, I think, since middle school, early high school. Yo, I've had this number for a long time, bro. Like we've known each other for 10 years. I already had this number then.
Me too. My number's been the same for like 15 years.
Yeah.
My number my number, the number I have now, I've had it since I was like 15. Yeah.
I think the same might be for me.
Word up. Real quick, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna end in a sec, but I just want to have some fun and ask you guys something real quick.
Shrek says they should pitch Kirsch in the 9th. I'd rather see him. I'm not against him pitching, but I'd rather see it in LA.
Yeah,
I think it'll hit more. I think he deserves that. The fans would love to see it.
So let me ask you this: we're going into game 2 tomorrow because this one's obviously all but wrapped up. What's your key going into game two? What's the thing you're focused on for each side?
Well, for the Blue Jays, for me, it's two things again. The same two things that I had coming into this game one is what I have, on the agenda for them going into game two. And that's making sure you get to that starter early, get the
Mm-hmm.
pitch count up, or perhaps maybe score a few runs where it's a 3-4 ball game and you got to force the Dodgers to have to catch up to you. And for the Dodgers, I'm expecting them to just go berserk tomorrow. Like, I'm talking Otani goes yard, maybe Freeman goes yard. Like, I'm
Let me ask you
expecting
a
that type of
question.
game.
This is the first time in this Dodgers like run that they felt some like actual pressure, right? We could say that, right? They haven't been down in many series. Do me a favor, Ivan. Google for me. Just hit the Google search really quickly. Since the start of last year, have they trailed in a postseason series before tonight? And if so, when?
Let's see.
All you got to do is go back to last year because I don't think they trailed in any one of those postseason series last year. I'm just curious because this might be the first time in this new Dodger regime that they would trail in the series. They're going crazy at the Rogers Center, bro.
Nah, they're not giving it to me. I would have to look at the series from last year to see how those began, just to know. But there's
Because
nothing.
I don't think they, if my math is correct, I don't think they trailed. Did they? No, they might have trailed in the San Diego series last year. Because remember, that ended up going 5
Right.
in the first round. I think they did trail during that series. Mm.
Back when everybody was saying, like, oh, that Padres team was the best team in baseball. Yeah, freaking right, man. I don't want to ever hear the Padres and them being the best team in baseball in the same sentence ever again.
Mm. Yeah. Shrek said the Padres series last year. Yeah, I think you're right, Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I mentioned it. Yeah, I think you're right. Yamamoto's going probably against. I would think it would be. It would probably be.
Yeah, Savage pitched tonight for the Blue Jays, Chad. So
So
not tomorrow.
It'll probably be more than likely. I'm gonna guess Gosman goes right.
I would think so.
I'm gonna guess Gosman goes. Yes. Chad says they didn't, but hold on. They were down 2-1 in the Padres, so they did trail last year. Mm. Wow, so that's the last series they trailed in the postseason before if they lose this game tonight. That'll be the last time. That's a full calendar year. Now, granted, you only play the postseason in a month, but that was crazy.
Right.
That was crazy. Um,
I think Yamamoto he silences the Blue Jays. Maybe not completely, but they're
oh yeah,
certainly
look, we
not
were
going to
just talking
go.
about it. It's Yamamoto versus Gosman tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just popped up on the screen. Yeah. Ah man, hopefully that game's more eventful than this one. At least if you're a Dodger fan, because boy, this got ugly in a hurry.
Despite while I know this benefits the Blue Jays in like every way imaginable when it comes to them trying to win the series,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not all that like when it comes to the
Worried if you're a
Dodgers
Dodger
having
fan.
like their backs against the wall. Not so much. It's just a game. You haven't really been in this situation as you mentioned,
By the
in
way,
some time. But
what's the settings on this? Is it still 2-3-2? Is it? Can we check that out real quick? I believe it's 2-3-2, right?
I think that's what they've been doing.
Where no, wait. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2-3-2. So the Dodgers get 3 home games.
If you're the Blue Jays, if the Dodgers win tomorrow, you better hope that you guys get one game out there. Because if not, that
Now
means the
you now
Dodgers are
you
going to take
now yeah,
advantage.
now your back is against the wall because now you got to win 3 games in LA, which is not going to be an easy thing to do. Wow. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see what Max Muncy does with this final at bat.
Wow,
The
that's
bl-
interesting.
wow, what Shrek just posted. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. Mm. Yo, Shrek, we need to hire you as a stats dude, bro.
For real.
You know what I mean? We gonna make you like the Hembo of 27 outs, or like the you know what I mean? Like we need to hire you as one of them.
Right. Like if
That
we need
curveball was
something within like
filthy.
a minute or two, Shrek is the guy who, I could see as like, yo,
Man,
can you
Shrek,
pull that up for us, bro?
you gotta hop on early in the streams, man. We can use these nuggets, these resources right here. We can use them right here to the 5 people watching. What's up, y'all?
Shrek could be our future future moderator if he wants
I'm
it.
with it. I'm with it.
We're not there yet, but once the chat, gets to a point where it gets a little ridiculous, where we can't pick it up with our own 2 eyes, that's why people have positions like that,
For sure, man, for sure. We're gonna get there though. Speaking of getting there, we have arrived at the end of the road of this particular episode of 27 Ounce. Thank y'all for tapping in. This was fun. I had a blast. You had to see me get a little frantic at the Knicks game. You got to see the Dodgers get their doors blown off in the 6th inning of a World Series game, which I never thought would happen.
I was not expecting this either. Nah, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So now, I'm gonna sit back and watch the rest of this Lakers T-Wolves game and enjoy oneself. I have the game on, on the iPad, but also we're gonna play a fun game tomorrow, and I'm gonna leave you with a cliffhanger. Here's the game we're gonna play. Can you name the last 5 World Series MVPs without looking at Google? Trivia question for tomorrow's game.
See, how do we know if people are being trustworthy though? Like, are you genuinely not looking it up? That's kind of hard, man.
If you know what I'm saying, but here's the thing, right? If you look it up, which you probably will, that's cool. But you don't know when I'm gonna ask it. I might ask it at the very top of the show. I might ask it at the middle of the show. I might ask it at the end. Look at this guy. Come on, man. I said tomorrow and he gave it already. God. No.
All right, slow down, Shrek. We didn't ask you to go to the 90s now. Slow down.
Jeez.
Yo, Shrek, I feel like we've asked you this before. I don't think you ever answered. How old are you? Because we share our age. I'm 31. Steph, you're what, 33, right?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. No judgment. I mean, you could be 80 years old for all I care. And I would appreciate the fact that you rock with us for as long as you have. But just out of curiosity.
Yeah, how old are you, dog?
You know your stuff, bro, And there's not too many youngins who are just out here who know their, especially when it comes to baseball.
Damn, Doll's gonna be 34 next month. You don't look it, bro.
Nah, Chad don't look like 28. Shrek is younger than us.
Damn, you a young boy, Shrek.
All right, Shrek.
Nah, I mean,
have you been watching baseball your entire
whole life?
Yeah. Did it take up to like a certain age for you to actually begin?
Yo, Shrek, you don't know no other baseball heads, bro? We gotta expand the community, brother.
That's 28.
28. I remember being 28, dog.
I mean, that was just a couple of years ago.
I mean, for you.
Yeah.
5 years for me, still 5 years, bro.
5 years for you. Right.
I didn't have all this gray I got now. You know what I mean? The gray wasn't as noticeable back then.
But I get rid of those things, man. I freaking pluck them out. I can't. I spot those things from a mile. Eventually, the sad part is eventually is going to get to a point where, pulling them out is just not going to do anything for me. But I got some times, so I'm holding on for dear life. We remember that one ourselves, man.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Shrek, don't get me started now. Don't make me pull out that 2009 hoodie I got.
You already know. We out here with ours, baby. You know what I mean?
Chad says you'll get used to the grades. Nah, bro, I can't. Until I get there, I refuse. I just cannot.
See, that's the difference between me and you. I'm too disabled to be plucking at them grades, brother. You're gonna grow. That's it for me,
I'm
dog.
I'm like an athlete in their mid to late 30s, maybe 40s.
That's it for me, dog.
Still trying to play, and it's like, listen, I got it. Don't tell me I don't got it.
Nah, you ain't not plucking. Nah, we ain't doing none of that.
Oh man,
hell no. But this was fun though. Thank y'all for tapping in, and I had a blast. And maybe we could go over some stories of our younger years before we got depressed and started talking about gray hair and all.
Chad said he got a couple of white hairs. I thought we was talking gray, bro, not white now.
Yo,
Chad
just
got the salt and pepper and the beard already.
Just let it happen is crazy. Nah.
Hey, look who it is. King Cash. Yo, you're late, bro. You're late, brother. I'm gonna call you out. But thank you for stopping by.
We seen this. Did the Phillies win that first game?
No, that wasn't game one. That was not game one.
Like, remember, they haven't.
They won that game one. Blake Snell pitched.
I would think so, yeah. Cash, you got to be in here from when we first hop on, brother.
Yeah, because we spoke about, what you're saying here, because we got a lot of this energy, for example, Cash, from a lot of Dodgers fans on TikTok. They were basically saying what you just said here, and here we are watching game one, and it's Blue Jays all the way.
Yeah, it's listen, while you should have the confidence that they can bounce back, don't overlook this Blue Jay team, because this is better than any team you've played yet in these playoffs.
Right.
And you know how we know? Because they smoked our team to start this thing.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us the business.
So, Cash, with you being here now, right? Do you still think the Dodgers could wrap this up in 5, maybe? Or do you think that the Blue Jays are good enough after what you've seen in just this game one that this could go to 6, maybe 7 games? How do you feel, bro? You're a Dodgers fan. Let us know.
That's a very good point.
He says losing Vesia was huge. Yeah, bro. We talked about that.
We talked about it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Losing Vesia, in our opinion, was bigger than losing Tanner Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, he worried now. He worried. He worried now. He said, "Nah, not in 5, 6." Yeah, I'm glad you're honest, bro. Somebody has to be honest.
Hold on. What rookie recorder said, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Lucy, yeah, B. Ain't gonna be easy, dog. Ain't gonna be easy.
6 from the start. Okay. I had 5 coming in.
Me too. I had 6 coming from the start too. So this lines up with what I had. Yeah, but King Cash, thank you for tapping in. Dollars, thank you. Shrek, thank you. We'll be back here tomorrow night, same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, in the middle of game 2. Not at the very start, because we don't want to, you know what I mean? We don't want to leave you with a cliffhanger in the 7th. We're going to try and get all the way from maybe to the 4th to the 9th. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to watch the whole game with you, but we'll watch a good chunk of it. So if you in the chat tomorrow, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if the game is nothing like today, then we might be able to do the whole thing if it ends sooner.
Yeah, so we're going to...
I mean, 11-4, of course the game was going to go past 11 p.m.,
yeah, but hopefully we get a tighter game tomorrow and it's better played.
Yo, King Cash, I don't know if you have any other friends who are Dodgers fans, share the show with them. Make sure,
Yeah,
you
for
get in here
sure,
sooner
man.
because we want to hear from you, bro. Look at us right now interacting with you, checking out all of your comments, and you just got here like a minute ago, bro. You should be penalized for that now.
Nah, King Cash, seriously, if you know any Dodger fans,
yeah, for real.
bring them in here. Yo, Blue Jay Nation, where y'all at, man?
Telling you, bro. I've been telling you.
There's
I
Blue
don't
Jay
know.
fans in the States. We see y'all. You comment. One of y'all commented on the post earlier today.
Right.
Where y'all at?
That's true. Like if you're not gonna watch the actual show, I get it. Not everybody could sit through a show that is this long, for example. But y'all don't even really be on the shorts either.
Word
Like
up.
not on even on TikTok, not on IG. As Stefan just said, we had somebody earlier today who's a Blue Jays fan that finally left a comment. But outside of that, I don't really hear anything, bro.
He was like, I was in deep disbelief. Damn.
We were too, bro. Like it was one thing to tack on a couple of runs, but he was talking about, Addison Barger just hit a grand slam. Alejandro, I was like, oh yeah, this forget about it. Forget about it.
And Dodger fans, if you don't know the name Addison Barger, you now know. You now know. So that brother can hit.
Chad says he got the Blue Jays in 7. Wow, interesting.
If you're the Blue Jays, you don't want to go to a game 7 because then all bets are off. Want to wrap this up before then?
Right.
Nah, don't do that. Anyway, speaking of not doing that, we out. This was fun, y'all. Ivan, any last minute comments before we get on?
Nah. This was fun, guys. I was hoping for the game to turn out a little different, but it is what it is. And yeah, we'll see you guys, as the World Series goes on. Thank you guys for rocking with us tonight.
For sure. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.